Hello and welcome. Today, I'm here to talk to you about the 5-factor model in cognitive behavioral therapy. This model is a helpful framework that we use to better understand how our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are actually interconnected. By understanding how each of these factors influence one another, we can make lasting changes that improve our mental health and well-being. Let's dive into what the 5-factor model is and how it can help you. The 5-factor model is a way of looking at the different pieces of the mental health puzzle. It suggests that there are 5 key factors that influence how we experience the world, and they all interact with each other. These 5 factors are thoughts, feelings, behaviors, physical sensations, and environment. First, we have thoughts. Our thoughts are how we interpret and make sense of the world around us. These thoughts can be automatic and happen very quickly, and they often shape how we feel about a situation. For example, if you're about to give a presentation, you might think, "I'm going to mess up and everyone will think that I'm incompetent." This thought can lead to certain feelings, behaviors, and physical sensations. Next, let's talk about feelings. Our thoughts often lead to specific emotions. In the example I just gave, the thought of "I'm going to mess up" might trigger feelings of anxiety or fear. These emotions are powerful and can strongly influence how we act. If we feel anxious, we may avoid situations or react in ways that help us cope with these emotions. This brings us to behaviors. Behaviors are the things we do in response to our thoughts and feelings. If we feel anxious, we might engage in certain behaviors like avoiding the presentation, distracting ourselves, or seeking reassurance from others. These behaviors might provide temporary relief, but over time they can reinforce the cycle of anxiety and avoidance. The next factor is physical sensations. When we experience certain thoughts and feelings, our bodies respond physically. For example, anxiety can cause symptoms like a racing heart, sweating, or shallow breathing. These physical sensations are important because they often influence how we think and feel. If you feel your heart racing before a presentation, that might make you believe you're in danger or that you're not capable, reinforcing the anxiety and avoidance. Finally, we look at our environment. Our environment can play a big role in shaping our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. If you're in an environment where you're constantly under pressure or surrounded by stressful situations, it can make it harder to manage your thoughts and emotions. On the flip side, a supportive and calm environment can help reduce anxiety and foster positive behaviors. So, as you can see, these 5 factors, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, physical sensations, and environment, are all interconnected. If one factor changes, it can have a ripple effect on the others. For example, by changing a negative thought, you can reduce anxiety, which can help you feel calmer, change your behavior, and even influence your physical sensations. In CBT, we work with you to identify these interconnected factors and how they affect your mental health. By examining the cycle between your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, physical sensations, and environment, we can break unhelpful patterns and create positive change. For instance, if you have a fear of public speaking, we might work on changing the negative thoughts you have about speaking in front of others. We'll practice new behaviors like using imagery, relaxation techniques, and we'll also explore ways to adjust your environment to reduce anxiety. One of the most powerful aspects of the 5-factor model is that it's dynamic. It shows us that we're not just passive recipients of our thoughts and feelings. We can actively change how we think, feel, and behave, and in doing so, we can improve our overall well-being. This process is what makes CBT so effective. By identifying and challenging unhelpful thoughts, changing our behaviors, managing our physical responses, and making adjustments to our environment, we can break cycles of stress, anxiety, and depression. If you've been struggling with patterns of negative thinking, emotional distress, or unhelpful behaviors, the 5-factor model in CBT can be a great tool to help you gain insight into what's going on and how to make changes. By focusing on these 5 interconnected factors, you can learn how to break free from the patterns that are keeping you stuck and build healthier habits that support your mental well-being. If you're ready to start your journey towards breaking negative patterns today, the Ontario Structured Psychotherapy program is here to support you. You can visit our website at www.therapyontario.ca to learn more and get started today.